And so, I entered the senior high school in my area. At that point, I'd already begun to regret this decision. My new school sat on a very high hill, and, even in the spring weather, students would become hot and sweaty just from climbing the steep road. Looks like my intent to walk to school in a leisurely fashion wasn't going to work. Every time this thought rose to my head, along with the fact that I would have to walk up this hill every day for the next 3 years, I became tired and depressed, which is why I overslept a bit today. I was beating myself over the head for not studying harder in middle school. Had I done so, I might have gone to a better school, not to Mount Everest. I suppose this is why people in fiction invent time machines. All of this was just too depressing. That was the reason for my lone, grim face. The guys were wearing more modern sport jackets, and we, the girls, were wearing the traditional sailor uniform. A pretty weird combination. At this point, I really wish that I had gotten into a school that had businesses as the girls' uniform instead. At least that way, I wouldn't have to look like something from an H game. Maybe I should organize a petition and get all the other girls to sign it. No, that'd be too much work.
Have a few years of high school and hope you all work on your studies. Don't waste your time on goofing off. Thank you for your time.
The boring ceremony finally ended. Why do we need to sit through these things again? And I, along with my not-so-willing new classmates, entered the 1-5 classroom. Our homeroom teacher, Okabe-sensei, with her practice for an hour in front of a mirror smile, walked to the front of the class and gave a self-introduction.
Alright, my name is Sora Okabe and I'll be your homeroom teacher for this year. It'll be a long one, so I hope we make good teammates. I'm also the PE teacher and the coach for the girls' handball team. Why handball, you ask? Well, when I was back in university, I was on the girls' handball team, and not to brag or anything, but we even won the championship. Moving back to my previous statement, we need more girls on the team here at North High. There isn't much competition or anything. Actually, we lack so many players that if you try out, you're on the regular squad. It's not very complicated either, and it's extremely fun. Actually, I think it's one of the best sports in the world, or better yet, the universe. You guys should really give it a try. Oh, and I look forward to meeting you guys and having a great year. Now, let's introduce ourselves.
My name is Miraku Yamato, and if you girls want a good time, then come see me.
My name is Tamara Motoe. I enjoy classical music, I can play the violin, and I hope to join the music club.
Hello everyone. My name is Taro Fujishima, and I hope to be an Iron Chef someday. So if any of you ladies out there would like, private cooking lessons, just, contact me and, well, I can teach you how to cook. Because I'm really good in the kitchen. I have really good hands. I mean, no, but not that way. That I'm really good at organizing stuff and, oh, never mind. Anyway, nice to meet all of you. Thank you.
My turn was approaching. I was starting to get nervous. Everyone here should understand my feelings, right? After I managed to finish my carefully planned, minimal-length introduction without faltering over my words too much, I sat down, feeling the relief you get after finishing something unpleasant but necessary.
My name is Haruhi Suzumiya. I graduated from East Junior High. I have no interest in ordinary humans. So if anyone here is an alien, a time traveler, a slider, or an esper, then come! Be my bride! That is all.
What's this? So early in the morning?
Well... Next person, please stand up.
A few days after that expressive introduction, I did something that I would never forget. I tried to talk to him before class. My metaphorical dominoes of misfortune began to fall, and I was the person who pushed the first block. All of this is my fault. Because, you see, when Haruhi sits in silence in his seat, he looks just like a normal, good-looking guy. Besides, he seemed interesting enough, and sitting in front of him was a good enough reason to strike up a conversation. I'm so naive. Somebody, anybody, please, slap some sense into me. Of course, I ended up starting the conversation with that one incident. The stuff you said back in your introduction, was all that serious?
What stuff in my introduction?
That stuff about the aliens.
Do you happen to be an alien?
Well, no?
If you're not, then what business do you have with me?
Nothing.
Then don't bother talking to me. You're a waste of my time.
I stopped talking to him after that. Even though I don't mind eating alone, I didn't want others to think that I was some loser girl that nobody liked when everybody else was cheerfully eating their lunch with their friends. That's why, even though I didn't care what others thought about me, I ate my lunch together with my junior high school friend, Kunikita, and an East Junior High graduate named Hanaguchi who sat close to me. We started talking about Haruhi.
Did you try to talk to Suzumiya?
Yeah,
And then he said some crazy stuff and you really didn't know how to react?
that's what happened.
Well, he wouldn't be interested in you anyway, considering your figure.
Excuse me? Isn't there a saying, with friends like this?
Personally, I advise you to give up. Not even pretty girls can attract the attention of this guy. I was in his class 3 years in a row. I know how he is. He always does the weirdest things. I thought he'd at least tone it down a bit when he got into senior high. Apparently he hasn't. You heard him in his introduction, right?
You mean the alien bride stuff?
Yeah, that stuff. Even back in junior high, he always said and did lots of bizarre stuff. For example, there was that school vandalization incident.
What happened?
You know that one thing that uses plaster dust to draw lines on the sports field? What was it called again? Anyway, he sneaked into school late at night and with that, whatever it was, drew a huge symbol in the middle of the field. It was so astonishing. I went to school early that morning and all I saw were big circles and triangles. I couldn't figure out what they were supposed to be, so I went up to the 4th floor to get a better view. That didn't help. I still didn't know what that symbol was.
I think I saw that before. Didn't the newspaper have a story on it? It even had a helicopter view of it. The symbol looked like a broken Nazca pictogram. The headline was something like, Mystery Vandal Strikes Junior High at Night, right? Well, care to guess who pulled the stunt?
I don't remember hearing about that before. It was him, right?
He admitted it himself. There's no mistaking it. Naturally, he got called into the principal's office. Every teacher was there questioning him on why he did it.
Why did he do it then?
I have no idea. I heard he refused to say anything. You've seen what he's like, refusing to say anything unless he considers it important. Someone said that he drew the symbol to call out to UFOs. Others said that it was a magic symbol and was used in summoning monsters, or that he was trying to open a portal to different worlds, etc. A lot of speculations went around, but as long as the perpetrator himself refuses to talk, we might never know if those rumors are true or not. To this day, it's still a mystery.
Really, Suzumiya Haruhi was probably really doing it to summon UFOs, or monsters, or even a portal to another world. Maybe he wanted to fight whatever showed up? But after all that work, nothing came of it, and he must have been left with those feelings of boredom and melancholy. That's what I thought.
That's not the only thing he did. This one time, I came to the classroom in the morning and discovered that all the desks were moved outside. Or that there were these printed stars on the school roof. Another time he was going around the school slapping food onto the walls and the ceiling. You know those Chinese ones where you put the paper talisman on a vampire's forehead? I just don't get him. He's really popular with the girls though. He's athletic, smart, and pretty cute too. Even if he's nuts, some girls think that makes him mysterious and sexy. And his lone wolf appearance adds plenty of points too.
I get the feeling that's more cognitive dissonance than his personality actually being likable.
So how do you know all of this?
There was a period of time when he randomly started asking girls out non-stop. From what I heard, the longest relationship lasted a week. The shortest one ended 5 minutes after he asked her. In addition, the only reason Suzumiya gave for dumping his girlfriends was, I do not wish to socialize with ordinary women. You're a waste of time. That line again, huh? That guy really has no sense of tact, does he? If it's any consolation to those countless broken hearts, they're not missing out on much.
Are you one of those girls, Taniguchi?
Well, I heard all this from other people. I'm not lying. It's just for some reason, he just asked out seemingly random girls, but by the 3rd year, Everyone had finally started to stay away from him, so no one got asked out anymore. Although I have a funny feeling that history will repeat itself in senior high. I'm warning you now, stay away from him. This is coming from someone who was in the same class as he was.
Say whatever you want. I'm not interested in him anyway. Besides, aren't I not good looking enough according to you?
If there's one guy I'd like to date, it'd be him, Asakura Ryo. Judging from my inspections, he definitely enters the top 3 hottest first-year guys list.
You checked out every single first-year guy in the school?
I group guys into A to D categories, and believe me, I only pay attention to the A guys. You only get to go through high school life once. I want mine to be as fun as possible.
Yeah, I get it, Taniguchi. But you didn't really answer the question.
So Asakura Ryo is an A then?
He's an AA+. Come on, just look at his face. His personality must be first class. I even hear he's in the kendo club. Plus, he's got a great butt, too.
Taniguchi was right. You couldn't deny that Asakura Ryo was quite a different kind of guy than Suzumiya Haruhi. First and most obviously, he was very handsome. And he always smiled, giving off the impression of great compassion towards everyone. Second, Taniguchi's description of his personality was actually pretty accurate. These days, no one dared to talk to Suzumiya Haruhi anymore, except for Asakura Ryo. No matter how rude Suzumiya Haruhi was, Asakura Ryo still tried to talk to him from time to time. He was so fervent in the matter that he almost acted like a class monitor. Third, from the way he answered his questions in class alone, you could see that he was very smart. He always answered the questions correctly. In the eyes of the teachers, he was probably a model student. To top it off, he was extremely popular with the guys in the class. The term had only been going on for a week, and he was already well on his way to being the idol of the male students in the class, who seemed to look at him like a feudal lord of old. I think the Greeks had a word for that kind of adoration. Asakura Ryo is one of the few guys I've ever seen who looked like the stereotypical handsome prince from the cartoons I watched as a little girl. That charming smile, that calm appearance. Compared to him, Suzumiya Haruhi was just a science fiction obsessed weirdo. I guess it was a good thing that I didn't have magical powers. I didn't want to be carried out to be Suzumiya's bride.